Sony has finally moved into launch mode for the upcoming PSVR2 as it just revealed the headset's pricing, release date, and a bunch of games.
But with a price tag that's even higher than the PlayStation 5, is it already set up for a failure? Well, in today's video we're gonna be discussing exactly that, plus a look into some newly announced VR titles.
So, without further ado, let's dive straight in. First off, the PSVR2 is way too expensive.
Sony's initial foray into virtual reality on PS4 was marginally successful. Well, as successful as a VR platform could have been anyway.
After all, it's not exactly tech that has convinced many people, especially with the lack of that big killer app. So the company's strategy is to entice you into buying old PSVR was simple. It was accessible, connected to the PS4 you already owned, and of course the cheap price point. In fact, at only $400 it was one of the budget-friendly options out there.
Fast forward to the modern day and it looks like the company has sort of forgotten what made that product great in the first place. For starters, there aren't enough PS5s out in the wild right now to make this a no-brainer purchase. But to make matters worse, the quote-unquote added accessory costs more than entire console itself.
Yep, Sony's launching PSVR2 at a whopping $550. Now you might say that there are many other options on the market like the HTC Vive or the Valve Index that cost more than this, and honestly you'd be right, as the tech in this thing is pretty impressive.
Then again, that's not the point of PlayStation VR system. The thing is, those other systems are targeting a completely different audience that's already used to spending thousands of bucks building PCs. So convincing a console player is going to be extremely hard.
Seriously, it kinda reminds us of the PS3 launch or PS Vita, and we all know how those went up next. Even the release window is a bit confusing.
Alright, we get it. Timing a hardware release is hard, especially with all the supply chain issues around the world right now. Still, you've got to wonder who launches a brand new product right after the holiday season.
Apparently Sony does. The company is planning to launch the PSVR2 on the 22nd of February this year.